For the 35th time, High Point Raceway opened its doors to the Lucas Oil AMA Pro Motocross Championship. And just like the previous 34 runnings of this race, there were ups, there were downs. A huge crowd packing the fences, good weather, bad weather, highlights, lowlights. It was an epic day. RacerX Motocross Show has all the action from High Point. Coming up next. Time for the RacerX Motocross Show on AllySports.com to give you all the highlights from the Rockstar Energy Drink High Point National. Round 3 of the Lucas Oil AMA Pro Motocross Championship, and these fans were fired up for more classic racing in Pennsylvania. Alessi back in action. Well, he's known for good starts, but he practically jumped the gate in Moto 1, breaks it, will be penalized. A little more on that later. Not penalized, Ryan Villopoto, who gets out front early. When Ryan Dungey missed a gear on the first lap, Villopoto had the lead and simply took off. Dungey held on solid for second throughout the moto, and Alessi battling with Kevin Wyndham for a podium position. Those two would eventually be under fire from a host of other riders. Christian Craig in the hunt with another great ride. Series points leader Chad Reed, Davi Millsaps in contention. But they were all chasing the number 2 of Ryan Villopoto and the number 1 of Dungey. The two Ryans checked out. Here's Millsaps making tracks, was eventually able to pull up to the number 3 spot. Ryan Villopoto, folks, is back. A dominant Moto 1 win. He wins it by over 8 seconds over Dungey. This is the Ryan Villopoto we expected to see early in the series. And this is the weather we expected to see at High Point. You always know there's a good chance of rain. Well, it happened between Moto 1 and 2. This one was a butter. Mike Alessi looking to take advantage of a classic Alessi hole shot, checking out early, but he goes down. Ryan Dungey would go down early, running in the number 2 spot as well. So Chad Reed, who struggled to 5th in the first moto, would romp for the moto win. And what about Ryan Villopoto? Trying to salvage the overall. He'd make the passes he would need to make to get to 2nd. Dungey would take 3rd. Alessi, a solid ride, 4-4 in his first race back. Here are the results from High Point. A nice gain in the point standings, by the way, for Ryan Villopoto with his 1-2 moto scores. Let's get to the riders' quotes from the press conference.
Yeah, I mean, the mud and the rain always brings excitement. I just try to get a good start. My starts were unbelievably horrible today, and I didn't know what it was. I just kind of, my technique was terrible. Just didn't feel focused on the line.
I lost my front once, and then like 3-4 corners later, I lost it again. It was just like, man, I can't be doing that. And but I rebounded, got up to 3rd, and won 2-3 on the day for 2nd. Not bad. Track was pretty tore up and pretty slippery. So I think all in all, it was a good day, and I look forward to going to Budds Creek. It's a great track and a fun place.
Did a lot of testing on our shock and got that, where it needed to be. I think it's a totally different bike now. As if you were a shock guy, it was a major change, and as a rider, it was a major change on how I felt. But obviously, for people that just are watching, yeah, the bike probably looks a little bit better. But as for me, I feel 100 times better on it now, and feel way more comfortable.
All right, time to unleash the stars of the 250 class here at High Point. Blake Baggett at the number 57, fastest in qualifying, looking to bounce back after a tough one in Texas. He'll have to take down a whole heap of talent on the small bikes. Off the start, Baggett has a good jump on the outside, but it's too far outside. And a pair of Hondas, Nico Izzi on the 42, and home track specialist Darryn Durham would take the number 1 and 2 positions. And they looked over at each other, had fun over the jumps, dicing for the number 1 spot on lap 1. But here on Bradshaw Boulevard, Durham would seize the lead and then begin pulling away. Ryan Sipes on the Yamaha would take over 2nd. Well, Dean Wilson went to work on his teammate Tyla Rattray. He would get to 3rd behind Sipes and Durham, who had built up a big lead and was looking for his first ever career moto win. But then Blake Baggett was back. He passed Kyle Cunningham. He closes in and passes Tyla Rattray. He closes in and passes Dean Wilson, and then would catch and pass Durham to take the lead. Durham would make a mistake. Wilson would take 2nd. There was no stopping Blake Baggett. Another unbelievable late race charge. High-fiving his dad. Hangtown Blake Baggett is back. And Rattray would pass Durham down the stretch and take third of the moto, relegating Durham to fourth. Moto 2, Baggett up front early this time because hole shot artist Dean Wilson would crash on the first lap. You gotta figure if Baggett has a good start, he's gonna win this thing, but no, he would crash himself. And that would put Tyla Rattray into the lead. But what is it about Baggett late in these races? Thighs are all jacked up, doesn't even matter. He would run Rattray down, unstoppable in the latter laps of these motos, and he would take the moto win. Rattray would hold on for a solid second. Justin Barsher was running up front early. He would have a fall. That would open up the door for his teammate Eli Tomac to take third of the moto and via 6-3 scores take third overall. But another monster Pro Circuit Kawasaki 1-2. This time it's Baggett and Rattray. Let's go to the press conference for quotes from the riders.
On the gate, it seemed like my reaction time was like the speed of a turtle or something. I was like mid-pack both motos. So yeah, but that's no excuse because in the first moto, I was only one spot behind Baggett, and he went up there and won the thing. So yeah, I just need to get a little bit better. And yeah, the second moto was a little bit slimy. I'm usually good in those conditions, so I was stoked to see that and just put together a podium finish.
Yeah, it was definitely tough. I mean, obviously for our race, it was obviously a lot drier than the end of the 450 moto. But yeah, I was happy with my riding. You know, Blake rode really awesome. He had a tip over and managed to come back and pass him again and take the win. And yeah, pretty much didn't really have anything for him today. But I also got in the second race a little bit messed up with the lap riders. They got shown the blue flags, but they didn't seem to move over. So lost quite a bit of time there to Blake with the lap riders, and but yeah, to finish off second, I'm happy with.
All right, let's get some analysis from High Point with our 250 class winner for the second time this year, Blake Baggett. And this is my obvious question. What the heck happens in the second half of these motos? You start going 4 seconds a lap faster than everyone in a class that's supposed to be so close. What are you doing?
I'm just kind of waiting, you know, just patience, waiting until about halfway when everybody starts to, I mean, you can watch them in front of you when they start getting a little squirrely and, you know, overshooting the rut, standing the bike up, and then when that happens, I just drop the hammer and, yeah, just make stuff happen, inside, outside. Just basically look for lines until halfway, and then at halfway, I drop the hammer and go for it.
Yes, but that's like old school. Like the new way to win is supposed to be get the best start you can and sprint and build up a big lead, especially in your class where the guys are all crazy gnarly. You don't, that's not your strategy. You're doing the exact opposite.
Yeah, no, that's not my strategy. My strategy this year is just, you know, I definitely, it's nice to get a good start.
Yeah.
And, but, you know, the first 5 laps, if I get passed by five guys, 10 guys, no big deal.
Nobody says this. You're the first rider I've ever heard.
I don't know, like, I mean, it just seems to be working for me. That I tried it at Hangtown, and, you know, it worked the first moto. I ended up crashing, but it worked. You know, I was just patient. I actually had a second place start if you look on TV, and came around the first lap in 8th. So I got passed by 7 guys.
And you didn't care?
Nah, no big deal, just chilling.
Second moto, came back and won that, and then Texas?
Texas, I didn't try my theory.
Okay.
I figured I started 4th. The lead got handed to me, which, I mean, it did. They crashed.
Yep.
And I said, oh, the heck with it. Let's drop the hammer right now, and let's see how far we can get out front.
Okay.
Maybe we can, you know, the minute mark would be pretty cool.
Okay.
I think that would be cool bragging rights. But I got about a lap and a half in.
Yeah.
And yards sailed. So that theory's out, done.
You're back to the waiting game now.
Yeah, just the waiting game. It works better overall.
But are you surprised that you can go 4 seconds a lap faster in this class late in the race?
Not really. I mean, I've been going fast at home, you know, in practice tracks, and I know what I'm capable of. I ride with Villopoto, you know, trainer is Alden Baker, so.
Yep.
You know, even in Supercross before, you know, when we were at his house, some days, you know, I could get really close. And Alden's like, you know, you could do that every day. And I'm like, well, bike this, bike that. You know, he's got a more horsepower. And
right.
Alden's like, no, it's not bike, you know, just if you want to do it, you can do it. So, you know, I know that we can go just as fast as the 450s, no matter what. You just got to carry more speed. And you know, that's been proven even in lap times like qualifying today.
Right.
I think RV was the only guy faster in qualifying.
Last thing, just explain how the track shaped up today, especially considering we had rain change it from Moto 1 to Moto 2. What was it like?
First moto was kind of like Hangtown, you know, like Hangtown second moto, dry, kind of California-y, dusty, and then we got that tremendous rainstorm.
Oh, yeah.
And it was just like skis. You needed skis on your feet. But, you know, the track was really slippery then, got like pushed out. It was kind of only 2 lines, and you kind of just had to be patient. And if you weren't, then stuff happens, like me crashing. And
yeah, I was going to ask what happened there.
Yeah.
So you went off the track, but you crashed off the track. You didn't just go off the track, you crashed.
Yeah, no, I started crashing probably 50 feet before that, and grabbed a handful of throttle. It kind of danced back and forth, grabbed a handful of throttle, then it really broke loose, and just chalked that one up as game over. This is going to hurt. Crashed, had the shark fin going.
Yeah, it was
Visor
good.
was completely backwards but still attached.
Yes.
I'm really not sure how that happened, but it was pretty sick.
Yes.
And then, you know, just, man, I need points because Texas, I lost a lot of points, so I figured, hey, if there's 3 points, if I can drop the hammer again, you know, I can catch Rattray. I was jumping the big double, he wasn't, and I went all out, you know, everything I had there, inside, outside, trying to make stuff happen, and ended up getting by him, which kind of shocked myself, actually.
The dude is strong down the stretch, there's no doubt about it, but there you go, you still your theory still works, even with a crash.
Patient.
Be patient.
Patient.
You're third in points, but you've closed the gap from what you had in Texas, so we'll see. Next race is in Budds Creek. Going to make it through that one this year, right?
We're going to be really extra patient there because, last year wasn't so good. That ended my outdoor season. But, yeah, I mean, made up 13 points today. I was only 24 down, so if we can do that next weekend, maybe we can get that red plate back.
All right. All right. 1 week, that's all we have. No weekends off this time. AllySports.com for all the info. And if you're watching us on Sunday morning, don't forget 4 o'clock Eastern, second moto coverage on NBC today, Sunday. That's Blake Baggett. He's won the race here in the 250 class. I'm Jason Weigandt. Thanks for watching RacerX Motocross Show from the Rockstar Energy Drink National at High Point.